Get out of here, Maysalt. Alright, so where were we? Oh, right. We got April's haul along here, and boy, oh boy, is this one a doozy. A doozy of a pickle, because I actually have some of these things that are not actually here right now. So let's go ahead and discuss that real quick. I actually got my editor 2 different monitors. One was $1, one was like $8.99 or like $7.99 or some jazz like that. And I got that for him so he could edit stuff and whatnot. So hopefully he's got 2 monitors now, so like 3 total like actual monitors he can use to edit and all that other such. And I got that at Goodwill for those prices. It was a very good find, in all honesty, and I'm really hoping he's enjoying his little editing bits, because it's definitely wasn't cheap, but like it was cheap than it usually is, you know. But you know, my wallet can't exactly handle a bunch. It really can't. And then we also got a few things that I gave to Skippy-san. I actually gave him Star Wars, like the CBS VHS tapes. That was actually a pretty interesting find that I found at Goodwill. It was the one that doesn't actually like have like the price sale tags and whatnot, but we'll get more into that a little bit later. But for the most part, it was very interesting to actually find actual Star Wars, like legitimately like the Star Wars before the special editions, before George Lucas like decided to go in and start talking about Star Wars beforehand. He was actually really excited for that, because it's literally just the same movies that he has before, just without George Lucas appearing right before the beginning of it. So the CBS Star Wars tapes, they're quite rare. They're not the rarest of the rare in terms of like Star Wars like movies, but it's one of those ones that's like not tainted at all for the most part. Like there's still some things that are added and whatnot, but they're very minor things in comparison to, you know, the special edition ones, as Skippy-san keeps telling me. But I also gave him a few other things. What was it exactly? Oh yeah, it was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I actually found a big old thing of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And for anyone that has not actually bought that book or anything like that, I strongly suggest looking for it. It's a really good read. I got him the full like Omnibus collection. It was like an old school one that was hardcover. I was really surprised to find that, but I was like, you know what? I know he would love this, so I'm gonna give it to him. There might also have been like another thing or two that I may have found, but honestly, I can't remember them. So if I look on my phone some more, I might actually like, you know, like post edit this and you'll be able to see. But aside from that, I think that's it for him. As for another thing I found in particular, which is not like in this present video right now, I know I'm doing a lot of these things, but I give these things to other people, and these are the ones that I have right here, and then there's ones that I've given to my grandma. And my grandma, I love her to death, and I want her to like watch all these movies that she hasn't been seeing lately. So I actually got her quite a few good ones. Analyze this, analyze that. I'm not sure if you ever seen that movie in particular, but I watched it one of these days when it was just like a summer vacation type of like day where just like, oh, I got nothing better to do, might as well watch this. And I ended up watching it. It was pretty good for what it was. Same thing happened with Grudge Day, I think it's called. I don't have the picture with me right now, but I do recall watching that too, and I'm going like, is this like Rocky 5 but like actual Rocky 5? And it really plays out like Rocky, like a Rocky movie, but it's not a Rocky movie, and that's the weirdest thing to me, because Sylvester Stallone is in it, and he plays as a boxer, as a washed-up boxer that goes up against another boxer that just is like kind of washed up too. Like they both had like competing like restaurants or some jazz like that. I forget exactly what it is, but it was really impressive to actually see that mess. I'm like, what the heck? What is this going on? It's like a surreal like parallel universe thing going on, like Berenstein Bears and Berenstein Bears. It was the weirdest thing. But I guess we have like another like Rocky universe where he like separates entirely from everybody else and just like has that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I also got her Ocean's 11, which is one of my favorite movies, honestly. I love Ocean's 11, I love Ocean's 13, and I love it for the simple premise and fact that it is a heist movie. I love me some heist movies. They are like one of my favorite things to like actually go see, because it's like always like let's gather the people. All right, so here's the plan, and then they execute the plan, and it's like always like a step by step that way. And I always love how it like has montages and things that go wrong and people that like have to like go through things. And then it never quite ends up being the same exact way that it should, but it's a lovely thing, and it's a whole entire homage to the original Rat Pack, which is also a really good movie. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen the majority of it, and I did like it for what I did see. And it's a really good homage to it, in all honesty, and it's one of the better movies out there that I've seen that actually, I can actually tell you the actors in, and like actually like the big time actors like George Clooney and Matt Damon, and trust me, you're not gonna like really hear me say that very often, but it's definitely a good movie if you haven't seen it yet. Great, I don't know. I also got her Dexter's season 1 because I found it at Goodwill, and I'm like, dude, it is $1. I ain't getting this for her. I know she loves like good old fashioned mysteries and like all the like who killed who and all this and that. Like, she loves mysteries. Old people love mysteries. Anybody loves mysteries, but just like legit, it's candy that they eat and they love, and it's just so good for them, and just like, oh my god, you need to get that. And I was just like, I'm gonna get this for her, and I'm gonna try to get her like seasons 2 and 3 because I know she would probably like that too. And recently I also got her a book. You'll see that later on in the next haul video, honestly. But it's one of those things where I'm just like, oh my god, I found it for her. And I was very happy to get her that. I also got her Burn Notice, or Burn After Notice, I forget exactly what it's called. I have not seen that movie. I'm aware there's like a TV series or something like that, and I hear it's a good movie, but I had no idea what it's about. But just know that all these things that I got her were $1. They were all $1. And I'm just like, you know what? I'll do that for her. I'll get her all those things. I don't give a heck. And I didn't. So, without further ado, I believe that is everything that I got for everybody else out there. So let's get to the actual stuff that I have. The first things first. I got these 2 games for $1. I know they say like $2.99 all that such, but I got it on yellow tag sale. SSX Tricky, I think it's called, or just SSX. It looks pretty good for the most part. It really was just one of those games that's like, it has the manual, it has everything in it, let's just get it then. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, it looks pretty interesting. I'm sure like it's better than Cool Borders or some jazz like that. I honestly don't know. It's just PS2. I assume every game that's like a sports game that was released after any initial game after the fact is good, unless it's not like on the NES or SNES, and then it's like it varies. Then we also have Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix. I honestly have never really played a Dance Dance Revolution game, aside from the occasional, like, oh yeah, you know, like, let's play this dumb little game, ha! Like, all that such. But it's definitely one of those things that just, I looked at it, and I just thought, no, that's pro good. As you can tell, like, there's not a lot of, like, scratches or anything like that. Not offhand, so I just like, it looks good. It's has the manual. I'll get it for that sake. In fact, I will get it for that and that alone. And I thought that was a pretty good haul for what it was. It was only $2, so I was just like, you know, I gotta start like fluffing this somehow, right? Fluffing all these things, even though it's like getting to like the point where I actually have 2 games that are the same here. But you'll see that in just a bit. So shan't we go on to the next thing? Yeah, that's right, everybody. Wii Fit Plus. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yep. If you missed a Wii Fit Plus or any other kind of like hip trend for the Wii, you best believe that it is at a Goodwill for you, and you can get it for $1. I am not denying you that whatsoever. I actually got this at the Goodwill that does not have like the price tags on sale for the color and whatnot. They were actually doing their own type of sale where just basically one day they were just like, you know what, we're gonna make everything $1. I'm like, what? And by everything $1, I mean like these things right here. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get as many as I can right here that look good. And Call of Duty Big Red 1, I had no idea what it is, but it looked decent enough. It had its thing. It doesn't look bad in terms of this. And then they also had Halo 2. It unfortunately does not have its manual whatsoever, but it does have this little like free trial thing and whatnot. So if you want a free trial for Xbox, I got one for you right here. But it is for the live edition. But I do find that kind of funny that no one's people did not scratch this off. Like, it's not scratched off. So I could probably still get Xbox Live if it was still around. I mean, probably couldn't, but it's very interesting to see that, you know, the Halo 2, I got it again. I actually have the limited edition from Goodwill, but it's always nice to have the actual cover, because it actually does look like a pretty decent cover. Not bad at all. Then, of course, we have Wolfenstein Return to the Castle. Tides of War? Okay, whatever. Whatever that is. I personally never understood Wolfenstein at all, mainly because, like, Wolfenstein barely came into my life, probably... Shoot, when did it come? Like, because, like, I saw Wolfenstein on the PS3, I'm just like, what? Like, that still exists? Because I knew Wolfenstein exists thanks to Doom. Like, Doom and Wolfenstein, like, were hand in hand or some other jazz like that. I honestly don't know. But, I didn't know it was still around and they were still making games and everything. But sure enough, they were. So maybe I'll have to give this a go. Because Wolfenstein apparently is a big franchise, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good with shooters, as you can all tell. I'm really not. I don't recognize a lot of these things. But, you know what I am good with? Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Ooh. I know it's the wrong anime and everything, but finding these, by the way, these are all made by Clamp. See? Clamp. 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 Clamp, if you don't know at all, anybody, they are entire manga. Is it manga or something? They're comic book artists in Japan, essentially, that are all females. A bit sexist to some degree, but for the most part, I was very happy to find out. I found all the Chobits ones, all the missing ones that I was like, where's the other ones in the other gaming haul video? I found them all. I have the whole set of Chobits now. I have the whole entire set. I'm so happy because Chobits is such a classic in all honesty, and it just like, it just is one of the better romantic comedies out there, I think, in terms of anime. That if you haven't seen, it's like a classic. You should go watch it. It's good in terms of anime, good in terms of a manga. Like, the quality doesn't really drop, in all honesty. It's kind of the same amount. It is not great, but it's like classic, you know? If you were in high school in the time that I was, then you would know these ones. These are the ones that are floating around because manga was transferred like drugs over there. It really was. It's pretty hilarious that way. I also found Cardcaptor Sakura. And for those that don't know this, you'll eventually will. It's coming back. I'm very happy to see that it is. Very interesting anime, and it's for the most part more of a kid's anime than anything else. If you watch this, you probably watched it as a kid and you just loved it because of that. I really doubt a lot of older people are looking for Cardcaptor Sakura aside from the whole entire nostalgia bit. But it's definitely one of the better mangas out there that Clamp first made, and I'm very happy to see it. It's old school Magical Girl stuff, so just so y'all know. And she goes around collecting cards because it's called Cardcaptor. I mean, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? But yeah, got these for $1.99 each, along with these little bits right here for $1, which I was very happy about. Also happy about. Oh, would you look at that? It's Wii Fit Plus. Wait. I thought we had another Wii Fit Plus. Oh god. Ah. No, okay, I'll stop doing this stupid shaky cam. Anyway, as you can tell, another Wii Fit Plus. What did I tell you, folks? You could find it real easily. This one's a little bit more scratched than the other one, but it's not any kinds of bad at all, in all honesty. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, the Wii was a fad. I mean, as much as I love the Wii personally, I love Nintendo, the Wii was a fad, and only for the fact that people were just like, oh, I love this thing, and they only got like 3 games for it, and that is it. Wii Fit Plus probably is one of them. We also have some other things right here, too. Of course, obligational sports game. Everyone loves obligational sport game, right? Let's look at the NHL. How as good is this? Did Lost do it good? Kinda. So, good enough. It looks like it plays. And it has a manual. Lost did a good job. And these are all $1 for sure. I know it says $5 right there. but it was $4.99 over here, and then I got it with tax sale, because tax sale's great. Always go to Goodwill for tax sale. It's the best. I also want to say right here, this is one of the few exceptions that I made in terms of it has to have a manual bit, because it was $1, and it looks cool, and it has the Blockbuster logo. So now I can return it to Blockbuster, and they'll be like, oh, you gotta do the overdue fees. I'm like, what overdue fees? You don't exist anymore. And I'm like, oh, and then they'll disappear into nothingness. I guess. I also got the little Xbox Demon Stone right here too. I find it very funny that it's actually also in a manual like this. It's from Blockbuster, so apparently people stole from Blockbuster this little game right here. I honestly don't know what Demon Stone is all about, but it looks interesting enough for me to go, you know what? It looks interesting enough. Oh, and that's pretty much it. It's a player one thing. I'm probably gonna put it in one of these cases here, as you can tell. Mainly because I just don't like it in this kind of case. I like my games to be in their proper green cases or black cases or whatever, or white cases, depending on, you know, what it is. But I'm a stickler for it. But to find these games all for $1, there was a nice little bit. That's why I got all those little bits over there too. Now this here, however, I got this for $5. I was looking at the receipt and I'm going like, why the hell did I get this for $5? And as soon as I open it up, yeah, turns out it had both games in there. That's why I got it for $5. Because I am a big fan of San Andreas, and I am a fan of Vice City, and the very fact that Vice City came with it as just kind of like a gimme, or rather San Andreas did, I was like, you know what, $5 for this, I'll take it. I will take that, because Grand Theft Auto Vice City still holds up quite a bit. Its story is pretty great. It has really great music to it and whatnot. It's a lovely game. It really is. $5 for not just Vice City, but also San Andreas, that's a steal in my book. That's what I consider. So, you know what? I made up good with that. And here we go. The creme de la creme. My favorite haul of this haul. Mainly because Xena's in it. And I love Xena because Xena is bae. I mean, honestly, who didn't have a crush on Lucy Lawless? Who didn't? Because I did. Like, shoot. If I got my first kiss from her, I totally would. Like, for realsies. Or, you know, you just want to, like, settle down, like, start a family, I'll do that. I understand that she has a family of her own right now, but, you know, like, you know, whatever. I could dream, shut up. I just love her. I'm sorry. I really do. I love her whole entire aspect and whatnot. I just, oh my god. But, I also got these two, Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. Anyway. Can't find a receipt, whatever. Don't forget about it. This has the manual. This is great. And it has the Final Fantasy X, and it looks decent enough. If I look at this, there are some scratches. I'm kind of surprised they're not really showing up here. Maybe there isn't. I lied to you all. I apologize. Look at the Skullgirl. Yeah, I'm wearing a Painwheel t-shirt if y'all haven't noticed. Anyway, in particular, I haven't played Final Fantasy X, nor have I played Final Fantasy X-2. But I saw these and I'm just like, you know what? Any chance to get more Final Fantasy stuff, the better for me. If only for the fact that I could gloat about it on here. Because personally, I don't really mind Final Fantasy. It's just one of those things where just kind of like, I don't see the big hype around it. I mean, I see Dragon Quest big hype, but I'm a big old Dragon Quest nerd. Regardless, I was happy to see these. I actually found 2 Final Fantasy X. One of them was not in better condition. It was really bad. But I decided to get these 2 because, You know, I'm starting to think that was the dollar purchase one. That was the dollar purchase one, and this was the not dollar purchase one. I don't remember, though. I really don't remember, folks. I will just assume it that way, because I think I got these for $3 each, and then I got Xena for $1, I guess, or maybe I just found it and I just wanted to get it. That also sounds like me, too. Also, I got these. I really shouldn't be bumbling around about this as much as I am, but I tend to do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, instruction manuals. Well, not instruction manual. These things. The official game guide things. I don't know why I rightly started collecting them. It just felt like the right thing to do, you know? Like, it's like part of gaming history. Not everyone had the internet back then. This is what you had to do. You had to be on these things. You had to see all the nice tips and tricks that they had going on here. Like, that's the way it went when it came to old school gaming. And it's really weird to think of it now that there's guides out there that sold for a lot. And I know there's still guides being made as of today, but they weren't as prompt as these were. I will tell you that much. Look how thick this thing is. Like, you don't really see game manuals like this anymore. Not in terms of information. Maybe aesthetically you do, but not in the other way. And yeah, that's pretty good for what it is. I'm very happy with this little collection, in all honesty. I'm kind of sad that I kind of figured out that it wasn't the dollar one, because it's like, why would I buy Final Fantasy X for just $1 and not rave about more than I did? Because that's my big bit here. That I could see why. This I could see like why I got all those. This is not really a harper on Halo 2. It's just more so I just usually with Final Fantasy games when I find them at Goodwill, you have to pick them up fast because people recognize the brand and they go, I'm taking that. So you got to be quick on the draw. There's some games they're not going to last long. That's just a simple fact. So this one right here is a two-parter right here. I want to mention this one in particular because it was such an odd find. I really did not know they made comic book Pokemon stuff. I knew they made manga. I know that very much. And in fact, I think this is actually the manga in comic book form. But suffice to say, I am really, really shocked to see this. And it actually has like in-game advertisements and things like that. You'll see on the back cover. That's actually what got me into like figure out like what it was to begin with. But to say the very least, this is definitely like old school gaming stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Gundam isn't nearly as popular as it used to be, which is kind of a sad bit. But you also got Dragon Ball here. I mean, who remembers Dragon Ball? As much as I like Dragon Ball Z and everything like that, its predecessor is not really remembered by the lot. We even have a Neon Genesis Evangelion. A new chapter, a new soldier is in the war between heaven and earth. You know, Asuka is like freaking not even that new. She's like a game. She's a bloody anime trope now. She's the classic tsundere. That's classic tsunderiness. And before Asuka, it was Misty. And like, it's not even like that much before. It's just Americans do it that way. In Japan, it was probably the other way around. So it's really a weird thing to see comics, manga into comic into manga, and it's really confusing, honestly. My own weeb heart is really odd. The Electric Tail of Pikachu is what is this mist? Honestly, it's just weird. I got it for like $6 or something jazz like that, but I figured 4 comics, it makes a good bit. I'll take it. I will definitely take that for what it is. So I did. Professor Layton and the Diabolical Box is the other little bit right here. This was the last find for today's little haul thing, and I was really shocked to actually find it. I did pay $4.99 for it because it's Professor Layton. It has everything in here. Everything is there. I already have this game, so I could probably like sell it or give it away or some other jazz. I don't know what I'm going to do with it personally. But Diabolical Box is easily one of my favorite Layton games in general. And I am not a fan of the first Layton game, so I don't know what to tell you about that. But in terms of like Layton games, I would probably say this is the best one, in all honesty. Like, to start off with, to actually play, the story in general, the plot twist, it's all really great, honestly. It really, really is. And it just, I was shocked to find it at Goodwill, out of all the places. I'm only shocked to find things at Goodwill. I mean, like, who goes in here looking for this and you find all these things? Like, I found all these things at Goodwill. This is legit. I don't know, like, what is this mess? Did I get anything else from anywhere else? I don't think I did. But suffice to say, Professor Layton topping off this whole entire bit here, this whole entire little haul that I've gotten from Goodwill. I was very excited to see. I was very happy to see all that little bit. And while I didn't get anything new in particular in terms of like new gaming stuff, like the Mario Kart 8 that's out right now, I'm happy with what I got right here. Very nice. It's a very nice, haul for this month. So yeah, April was pretty good to me. I'm hoping May is gonna be good too because I got the Xbox controller. But who knows? Well, till next time, everybody. Sayonara, boy.
So long and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. We tried to warn you all, but oh dear, you may not share our intellect, which might explain your disrespect for all the natural wonders that grow